What's good, y'all? It's been a minute. I know that I was said that I was gonna post every day or every week when I last posted like a month ago, and I'm sorry I didn't. I'm not gonna make an excuse like, oh, I've been busy and stuff like that. No, I was just being lazy. But from now on, I'm not making any promises. Actually, the only promise I'm making is that I'm not gonna make any promises. That's my last promise. And yeah, from what my channel is gonna be about, I figured it out. It's just gonna be mostly commentary for right now, like basketball, rap, and like commentary about like stuff I like just like topics that I'm interested in, I guess, just random stuff. And then if that becomes too niche, then I'll just focus on like I guess like I'll just broaden my horizons, I guess. But yeah, then I guess yeah, we'll just get into it. This topic is like basically my NBA predictions. And yeah, for the first prediction, I'm gonna start out with the Bucks aren't going to the finals. Yeah, the Bucks aren't going to the finals because all right. So you basically have Giannis, and I'm talking like a college professor. All right, so there's basically Giannis, and I also have to speak hella soft because there's people on my floor like sleeping. Oh, I'm in my college dorm, by the way, and I moved in. And okay, so there's Giannis and Dame, and those are two ball dominant players. And I don't feel like there's already a system in place for Giannis that works around him. That's what Drew is for, is to like feed him the ball, everything. That's what everybody else was in place for. And in Portland, the system was in place for Dame, but now you have a system that's supposed to magically like they make up a system for both Dame and Giannis, because Dame's playstyle is not I don't think he's gonna change into the type of person to feed Giannis the ball, because they both want that finals MVP when they get to the finals. If they get to the finals, they're not gonna get to the finals. That's my point. So I don't think if Dame does change into that type of person, then that's great. If Giannis turns into that type of person where he's gonna let Dame to the finals MVP, that's great. That's great to see, because I want to see Dame get a ring. That'd be cool. Well, I actually want to see the Warriors get a ring. That'd be even cooler. CP3 gets a ring too. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's my take. It might not make a lot of sense. I didn't script this video. It's pretty late, so I was just like, I'm gonna go for it. So yeah, Chet Holmgren. So my take, basically this, I don't have any evidence for this. I just kind of woke up and I like felt it. I was like, you know what? This feels right. So yeah, so I wrote it down. I was like, I'm thinking Chet Holmgren is gonna have a better season than Victor Wembanyama by the end of the season. It's gonna be a better regular season and possibly even better, better postseason if they make it there. But yeah, better regular season though. Chet Holmgren is gonna have the Victor Wembanyama. That's just a feeling. I can't really back it up with anything. They already played a preseason game against each other, and Chet Holmgren did worse than Victor, but I still feel like he's gonna do better. That's all there is to it. That's it. And my next one is, oh yeah, I agree with Kevin Garnett about what he said about Jordan Poole. He said that Jordan Poole is gonna be the next James Harden. Not in like the way like he's gonna be like an MVP or whatever. Maybe he was saying that, but I feel like the Warriors kind of just lost on like an opportunity. Like they lost on someone very special. Like when I heard the news about Jordan leaving like months ago, I was just like, oh my God. That was my reaction. I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, why? Jordan was so cool and all the memes and everything, but even that, it was like Jordan, like he was special, bro. And I guess I was about to order a Poole jersey, but I was like, oh, man, like, man, okay, oh yeah, I'm getting lost in it. Okay, yeah, but basically what happened to James Harden was he was in OKC with Russ, KD, and they basically gave him away to the Rockets, and he became a scoring champion like 3 times, and he was like, he became an MVP in our league. I don't know, I don't think Poole's gonna reach that level. That would be crazy if he did. I hope he does though, but I feel like he's gonna be I think he's gonna be an all-star because he's gonna have more minutes. He's gonna have a system built around him. The Wizards are gonna be like, wow, Poole, you're really good. And they're gonna build a system around him that fits his playing style. The Wizards are gonna become his team, and in 10 years time, maybe 15, they're ever gonna forget that the Warriors ever drafted him, and then 15 years time, they're gonna be like, damn, why'd the Warriors ever give him up? And then we're gonna be like, yeah, we don't know, yeah, and then that's gonna be the story. But that's gonna take a lot of time to prove or disprove. But my final prediction is the West, the teams that'll make it into the playoffs, West and East. So for the West, that's gonna be, shit, I gotta lower my voice. All right, for the West, it's gonna be Nuggets, Lakers, Kings, Pelicans, Clippers, Warriors, Suns, and Thunder. And I know what y'all are thinking. You're like, oh shit, we're the Mavs. We're the Spurs. The Mavs, they didn't make the playoffs last year, and that's not the reason I was thinking. But if I say this, y'all are gonna think I'm hella corny. I'm mostly just talking to my sister right now, but she's like my only subscriber. Yeah, you're gonna think I'm hella corny, but I knew that was gonna happen. I knew that Kyrie and Luka pair up wasn't gonna work, but also I don't think it's gonna get them close to the playoffs this year either, because like the teams in the West and East are like so stacked. It's like so close. Like when you're getting near the playoff position, it's a difference of like 7 wins to make the playoffs. So you have to be on your game to make it. And to get into the playoff position, it's only one. You have to, actually, it depends, but you at least 2 games, or at least, yeah. So you have to win the 2 games to get into the play-in and then playoffs, and then yeah. So it's like, so it's a really low margin of error you have to have. And then I don't think the pair up between Luka and Kyrie is gonna work, because it's back to the system thing. It all revolves around that system. Kyrie's fast-paced offense doesn't work with Luka's like system that he's built around like team offense, and Kyrie's kind of like ISO ball. I mean, I want to say he's like ISO ball. He's a pass guy. He's a playmaker, but it just wouldn't work, and they haven't really developed like a defense. It's like you see them like one on one side of the court, and then it's easy to score back on the other side. So even if they'll score like 50 points combined, it'll be like the points will still be like even with their opponent. So it won't really mean anything. It'll just be back and forth. So yeah, and for the Spurs, even though they have Victor Wembanyama, I don't think, even if he turns out to be like the next LeBron, the Spurs were the worst team in the West last year. So he would have to bump them up like another 30 games to make it to the playoffs, or 25 games, because they have like 22 games. So around 25 games to bump them in a play-in position. And even that, it's just the West is too stacked right now. I don't think he has enough supporting cast to do that. But he looked really comfortable playing in there, playing the preseason games. But yeah, okay, for the East though, it's the Bucks, Celtics, 76ers, Pacers, Heat, Knicks, Nets, and Magic. Yes, I think the Magic are gonna bump it up for this year for no reason. Not like I don't have any reason. I just think, I don't know, I believe in Banchero, and that's my only reason. I don't know, I told you about that really thin, like how close the teams are in playoff position, and they were only a few games away from missing the playoffs. So last year, and so were a bunch of other teams. So maybe if they like just improve a little bit more, and Banchero is like a step above this year, I feel like there's a chance. I don't know, I just feel something. But yeah, that was just based on feeling. The Nets too, they have a lot of depth. With Mikal Bridges, Seth Curry, and I believe Ben Simmons is gonna make a comeback sometime. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but sometime. Oh, also the Pelicans. I didn't talk about the Pelicans in the West. I feel like if a healthy Zion Williamson, if Zion Williamson has a healthy year, he could be MVP. I really think he could be MVP. If he had a healthy year before, last year, I feel like he could have been MVP. And if he has a healthy year this year, he could be MVP. That's why I think he could make a deep run in the playoffs. And yeah, he could probably carry his team past the first round into this past the second round. And it's not like carrying. He does have a good supporting cast. That's what I'm saying. They can make it a good run in the playoffs. And the Kings too. I feel like they're gonna make it past the first round this year. Maybe past the Warriors. But and yeah, the Lakers I put there just because, LeBron. And the Clippers has Paul George, Kawhi, and Russ. Russ, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he's a liability, but Kawhi and PG-13 it's good. And the Suns obviously. Yeah, and okay, so for the East again, the Bucks, even though I said they're not making the finals, they're definitely making the playoffs. The Celtics, I've already felt like they're making the finals, possibly, so they're going to make the playoffs because they're stacked. And 76ers, they have the reigning MVP, so they have to be making the playoffs. Like Joel Embiid, even if he had nobody like on his team, he's at least like he would definitely be at least an 8th seed. Or maybe even he would at least be like a 5th seed. No, he'd be a bottom. He'd be at least an 8th seed. Like I feel like my voice sound weird. I feel like I'm like whispering, but people are still like moving around. Okay. The Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton. I feel like this is the year he's gonna step his game up, and he's gonna get into the first round, and he's gonna be bounced out the first round. But he's gonna take the Pacers into the playoffs. Yeah, since the Paul George era. But he's gonna take the Pacers in, and then they're gonna lose. But it was like nice Tyrese, you did it. You brought us back in. Pacer fans are gonna love that. They're gonna think they made it. They're gonna make it farther, but no, they're not. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. And then he it's just you never know with them. It's like, so you never know. I feel like they're gonna make the playoffs, but you just never know how far they're gonna get. So they might they might go to the finals, or they might just, I don't know, they might like get bounced out first round. Who knows? You never know. And Knicks, I don't really know, man. It's like, it's so confusing. But I don't think they're gonna shit. Dude, making these NBA predictions is like wrong. So it's like weird because like, what if you're like completely wrong about everything? But all right, Knicks, I don't think they're gonna do much. They're not much to fear. But I really wish the best for Randall. I really think he could be like an amazing player. And if he had a ring on his resume, people would think like, damn, this dude is a threat. Just like, yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do much. I just think they're gonna make the playoffs. But yeah, that's it. That's my NBA predictions for now. And also, this is my last thing. This is like basically my hot take. So there's like this point, this point in basketball where you get people know this. It's like this point in basketball where you get like so good. It's like people aren't really guarding you. They're just in front of you, and it's kind of like a formality. I'm not at that point yet. I'm not like, obviously, yeah, I can I'm shifty and all, but I can't really shoot and all that good. But yeah, I know other people are. But I'm saying basketball is so much more of a mental sport because you see all these guys like first round picks, everything like that, stuff like that, and they get they lack so much confidence all of a sudden when they get messed around, pushed around by these older guys that aren't even averaging a point per game, and they all of a sudden lose all their abilities. So I'm saying I feel my hot take, that context is bringing me to my hot take. My hot take is that I feel like since the talent between the lowest team in the NBA, let's say right now or last season it was the Pistons, and the highest last season was the Nuggets. I feel like if the like if, I don't know, God could like make the Pistons like way like mentally like confident or something, like just give them more confidence in their brain, or like trick them as if they're like LeBron or something, and like give them that mental strength, they would make them, and then trick the Nuggets to think like make them less confident and shit like that, then they would switch positions. They're in the standings. I feel like that's just my hot take. It's hard to explain, but yeah, that's just what I was thinking. But yeah, I'm gonna end it off there. I think I'm saying shit too loud, and I don't really like whispering. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I know in like my first video I said I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe, so I'm not gonna ask you to subscribe. I'm gonna tell you guys to subscribe, and yeah, and I think hopefully I remember to turn on comments, because the last 2 videos haven't had comments. So yeah, leave a comment. If it's hateful, it'll make it funny. If you want to put a hate comment, make it funny. And if you want to put a like appreciation comment, make it funny. Like I'm not gonna like that if it's boring. And yeah, peace out.